Welcome to another episode of Reliance Real Estate Radio, and here's your hosts, Jeff Nevin and Joseph Singsheim.
And which episode is it today?
Today is episode 10.
All right, and the title of this one today is The Secret to Success is Simple, but Not Easy.
Yeah, so I think we have 5 steps, right?
Yep, we got 5 steps.
Okay, so let's go through them. We walk into the office on Monday morning, or whatever morning, I guess you could say, and we are purposeful, and we walk in with intent, and we know what we're going to be doing, right? And we hear a lot of this in any area. You know, I used to work retail. I think you did also. And you have a lot of people going, oh, what do I have to do today? Well, let me look, let me check, let me look at my to-do, everything like that. And we think, and we've read a lot of other success books and podcasts and videos, and you got to start your day the day prior.
Yeah, I mean, take like a half hour before you go to bed, put your to-do list then, because what you find is you come into the office when you should be maybe hitting phones, doing your marketing, you're already taking up a half hour of your day, putting that to-do list together, and when you're doing that the night before, you get to save that time and really take that morning, which is the most productive part of your day, and use that for things that need to get done.
Absolutely. So, what's the first thing you should start, at the start of your workday? It should start the day before is what we're looking at. We do our to-do list the day prior. So try that, do that, implement that in your business, and let us know how that helps you, I guess, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think to piggyback on you, Joe, on the morning, we have a morning routine, which would be, for me, my self-talk. I think that's very important that people need to do.
I think you brought that up in episode 9, right?
Yep, brought that last episode on episode 9. I briefly talked about that. And those self-talks really get you motivated. Like, for example, I'll say, I love to prospect in the morning. People want to hear from me. Like, things like that just get you motivated to do the tasks and be level 10 when you do that. I mean, what do you say about motivation that I like a lot?
It's like showering. You have to do it daily.
Yeah.
So I think, that's a huge one.
Absolutely. And it's just doesn't come naturally like that. You've really got to give you that yourself that motivation.
Yeah, I think if you take his self-talk and what we just did on the number 1 step, I think, what do I have, what do I choose to have happen to me today would be what my positive self-talk would say, or maybe you could write that at the top of your to-do list, like what do I choose to have happen to me today or tomorrow for that matter if you're doing it the night before. I think if you have that, that's a positive, like what am I choosing to have happen? Am I looking at my calendar in advance and actually seeing what's happening the next day, that week, or even that month, so I can set myself up for success and actually see those things happening, right?
Yeah, and that's our third thing that we found to help be successful, and that's plan the work and work the plan.
Yeah, don't roll your dice on a day, a week, or a month. You can't come into work and just roll the dice and go, it looks like this is what I'm doing today,
right? And
have everything happen to you. You want it to happen because of you, right?
Yeah. And
I think a good thing is really setting up an action plan or what do you call it?
Yeah, the 1-3-5. So
that's what we do in our office.
Yeah, that's what we do here in our office.
That's one of our business plans.
And the 1-3-5 is the 1 is your goal, and I know that sounds redundant to all of the the self-talk books, all the motivational videos on how to be successful, but it really truly is something that you need to have for a successful business is goals.
You have to find your one thing. Have your business plan, right? We do a business plan, and then we find our one thing. What's the one thing that's going to get me my goal, right?
Yeah.
And then, or what is your goal? And then you take that and break it down.
And break it down to like 3 things that are going to help you reach your goal. So, for example, Joe and I, we want to hit a certain production this year. So we tell ourselves, okay, what are the 3 things that are going to get us that production? It's going to be prospecting expireds and for something.
So we want to prospect new clients, right?
Yep, new clients.
We want to work our database, which is our current or past clients, right?
Yep, absolutely.
And then the next one is...
And then networking.
We want to network for new people and clientele or preferred professionals that we want to work with in our area of expertise, right?
Absolutely.
I think that could be good for almost all of you watching to work those 3 areas. So then we take those 3 areas and what do we do?
So then we break each area down into 5 different things or like an action plan for that. So finding new business could be calling expireds, could be calling for sale by owners, could be door knocking, open houses. So
Network,
those are things that are
marketing,
going to give us our day-to-day, our tasks to get to that one thing that's going to help us bring our goal. And then you move it on to the next one, and then your third one. So that's like a real easy and simple way to break down your goal and help you reach that.
Yeah, we kind of just briefly talked about that. We could do a whole nother podcast video on that. If anybody wants to see it, let us know. We are taking all of your comments and we are elaborating on them and doing kind of a more in-depth podcast / video on those as well. So you can learn a little bit more about how that looks. We can do some, actually screen sharing so you can kind of see how ours looks and what we're doing, or we can take some of your ideas and expand on those as well and give you some of our ideas if you want.
Absolutely.
The next one is, be proactive and, don't get caught putting out fires. Essentially, like we were just talking about, like not coming into the office and reacting to what's going on in your calendar or phone calls or transactions, with your clients or your customers, whoever you're working with, try to find those sticking points, right?
Yeah, so if something happens, mistake or something, you want to fail forward. Like Gary Keller says, fail fast, fail often, and what is it? What's the other one?
Fail forward.
And fail forward.
Yeah.
So
you mean like learning from your mistakes?
Yeah, learning from your
and then
mistakes.
Maybe implementing them into what you learned from them, right?
Absolutely.
So when Jeff and I come across a sticking point or we make a mistake, because we're human and we do that, and especially building a new brand, a new business with a new company, we made a ton of them in the beginning, and we literally took each one of those and we would write them down. And actually, we do this every Monday at our Monday morning mastermind or accountability.
Yep.
We take our 3 positives for the week, our 3 ups, our 3 ahas, if you will, and then we take our 3 down, our 3 negative, or our 3 failures for the week, and we actually take those and break them down and see where we could maybe implement and do something better or adjust the way we're doing something to take maybe a time sucker out of there, something that's really not, bringing us any joy or business or anything, and then implementing what we lost out on, did wrong or whatever. And that helps for a transaction to go just a little bit more smoothly,
Absolutely.
right?
Absolutely. It's like putting out those fires.
Right. So we're re-implementing and figuring things out. And again, seasoned agents or seasoned people in your marketplace or market center or place of business, they're going to know a little bit more, and that's kind of jumping into step 5.
And our step 5 is to follow proven methods. Now, we're not saying don't be innovative and do different things. That's your product, that's your service, that's what you're being innovative for. But you still got to run a business. So follow proven methods of certain business owners or certain top agents and
top
learn
producers in your area or your field of business.
Absolutely. Take them out to lunch. Learn how they're running their business and how they're running it successfully. You don't have to do it like exactly, but you could take some stuff and
you could mimic a little bit what they do.
Yeah.
We were kind of spitballing this before we get on camera, so we come across a little bit more smoothly. And one thing that I brought up is it's like building a house. You start with a foundation, and then you can make your house look any way you want it, depending on the foundation you built. So if one guy or gal in your office does a lot of calling, and the other one does a lot of maybe social media or networking via email or something or text, and you're like, well, I don't really like getting on the phones too much. I'm kind of more behind the scenes kind of person. Maybe you built your foundation off of what they do to become a top producer, and then implement yourself. Bring a little bit of that flair for yourself in there. But if you're following what they do, maybe they, to piggyback on, step number 4 is really just, hey, maybe they've overcome this and they've figured out how to do this, and I don't have to fail because I've networked or mastermind with this person.
Absolutely.
And they've given me the steps and procedures and some of the hiccups, and we've been able to talk about that over lunch, over coffee, or during a mastermind that you put together, weekly, monthly, or yearly, to kind of figure out some of this stuff ahead of time. And that's, again, being proactive and not reactive, right? Because you're trying to figure this stuff out ahead of time.
Absolutely. So when you are building your business or you're in sales, make sure to talk to somebody you should. Ask them what their system and processes are. Ask them what are they leveraging so that they could focus on what's building their business.
What were some of their failures would be another one I'd ask.
Yep, absolutely.
We get that question a lot, and we've asked that question a lot. Like, hey, building your business, your brand, what was some of the hiccups or the failures that you found tough to overcome, and how did you overcome them? That's probably one of the biggest questions I ask meeting anybody new that has been in the business or more seasoned than us, and we've been in it quite a long time.
Yeah.
We still like to ask that question and stay humble. So,
Yeah.
just a couple. We want to go back over just the steps real quick.
Yeah.
First thing is start your day the day before, even if it comes down to just getting a little extra sleep before a big day. But at least check your calendar.
Yeah.
Maybe write down a couple to-dos, or at least look at your to-do list.
Yeah.
Start implementing a new to-do list every night, rewriting it, sometimes writing it down.
Yeah.
Instead of always having it, like, calendar is cool, but your actual to-do list, it's just write it down, rewrite it every night before the day, and it helps you start your day actually the day before, right?
Yep. Step 2 would be self-talks. Keep yourself motivated daily.
Mm-hmm. And I honestly love doing that. I'll sit there and do it while I'm getting ready in the morning. Sometimes I write them on my mirror until my wife cleans the bathroom like weekly, and then I'm like, oh, okay, I got to rewrite them. But that's good because then it reframes my mind, has me maybe write some new ones.
Absolutely.
But having those on there, my self-talk, my motivation, that kind of stuff, front and forward or on my computer or even on my to-do list, I'll write a few down.
Yep.
That's always good. Step 3 is don't roll your dice. Make sure you plan the work and work the plan. So that's actually having a business plan and then working that business plan and reviewing it daily along with your to-do list is really awesome.
Yeah, try that 1-3-5. Let us know how that worked for you.
And if
it works for us.
If you need a different kind of business plan, depending on what you do in the marketplace or wherever your business is, let us know. If you'd like to sit down or maybe have us elaborate more on what that looks like, again, we could do some screen sharing and actually do a quick video of that.
Absolutely.
Along with a podcast. The fourth one is don't get caught putting out fires, right? Be proactive and implement steps to make sure things don't happen, but fail forward.
Yeah.
So if you do have a failure, make sure you take that failure and you pick it apart and really find out what can I learn from this and how can I adjust what I'm doing in my business to make sure this doesn't happen again. And the more you do this, the more seasoned you become, and the more your clients and people that you work with are going to enjoy what you do and buying your product or using your services or whatever it is you do, because you're going to become better and better, right?
Yeah. And then I'd say the last one that we talked about is follow proven methods. You don't need to reinvent the wheel. Make sure you start that foundation for your business.
Absolutely. So again, those are just 5 that we've picked. There's tons more, and you can read tons of motivational books or videos or even listen to some other podcasts that have lots of different secrets. We found those being the top 5 for us.
Yep.
That I feel if you do those, at least those 5, you'll get somewhere and you'll be starting.
Absolutely.
So those are the secrets to success. It's not always hard. It's really easy. It's very simple. The secret to success is simple.
It's just putting everything in place and keeping yourself on track for those. That's the hard part.
So it's a lot of work up front, and then you can set it and forget it, but it's literally just following those things daily, and it ends up being a part of you, and it comes to second nature to us that we just do these things.
Absolutely.
So hopefully we brought some influence and some secrets to success to you.
Value.
Some value. We do like to bring you value weekly. If you guys have any ideas or want to learn more about something, feel free to comment, send us a direct message, anything you like. We're on Instagram, we're on LinkedIn, we're on Facebook, we're on YouTube, we're on iTunes, we're just about everywhere you can find anything related to social media. We're on there, or you can stop in and see us at our office.
Absolutely. Well, thanks again, everybody, and we'll see you next week.
Absolutely. Thanks.
Bye.